What's up, everybody? I want to tell you about Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's one of the easiest ways to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let me explain. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. When hosting Anchor on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. So download Anchor, the app, or go to anchor.fm to get started. And I'm a veteran, so let's hear some more military cadences. What's up, family? It is Halloween weekend here, and everybody is doing their costumes and everything today, but we'll definitely get into some hot topics. Let's first and foremost, get into some football. So, the Bills beat the Packers 27-17. 49ers beat the Rams 31-14. The Commanders beat the Colts 17-16. The Seahawks beat the Giants 27-13. The Titans beat the Texans 17-10. The Patriots won against the Jets 22-17. The Eagles beat the Steelers 35-13. And the Saints smashed the Raiders. It was 24-0. Goose egg. Cowboys beat the Bears 49-29. Dak Prescott is back. The Vikings beat the Cardinals 34-26. The Falcons beat the Panthers 37-34. That was a really good game and went into overtime. The Dolphins beat the Lions 31-27. And the Broncos beat the Jaguars 21-17. And the Ravens beat the Buccaneers 27-22. So Tom Brady is still on his losing streak. The Bengals play. Let's see what their final score is. See if they say they won or not. I hate at the end of the night it never pops up. Let me go over here and look. Let's see here. While I'm looking for that, the Lakers finally got a win this season, 121-110. Let's see. Not that we care that much about the Bengals, but, somebody might want to know. Let's see. Actually, once again, I think they play today, so we'll skip that. The biggest news is Elon Musk. Elon Musk has taken over Twitter, as you guys know, and he has been being Elon. I mean, he's definitely no Jack. He's been tweeting out it's been funny to me, but a lot of liberal softies don't like it. But New York Times posted a quote saying, Elon Musk in a tweet shares a link from site known to publish false news. And then Elon goes, this is fake. I did not tweet out a link to the New York Times. He's pretty much clapping back at the New York Times. And then 3 days after he purchased Twitter, he posted baseless allegations about the attack on Nancy Pelosi's husband, Paul Pelosi. The tweet on Sunday raised questions about how Musk will combat misinformation, which I think that Elon is going to do what he wants on this app. It's his, by the way. He bought it for $44 billion. He said that comedy is now legal They've also said the use of like racial slurs has risen like 500% since he's kind of like, he said he has to sit down with his board or whatever and figure out, you know, what is going on as far as how they'll moderate. Hillary Clinton had put out something due to Nancy Pelosi's husband being attacked. She put the Republican Party and its mouthpieces now regularly spread hate and deranged conspiracy theories. It is shocking but not surprising that violence is the result. As citizens, we must hold them accountable for their words and actions that follows. And then Elon tweeted out, there's a tiny possibility that there might be more than meets the eye. And that story, and let me get it for you. It came from he pretty much, the link he shared was kind of like saying that Pelosi, the Alpha Truth, Paul Pelosi, was drunk again and in a dispute with a male prostitute early Friday morning. Now, I mean, this is all allegedly, but the guy that attacked him was in his underwear. I don't know, man. I don't know. Elon is wild. I mean, he is making Twitter the new Wild West for sure. And if you were on here and you are easily offended, you probably want to hop out. Brazil, the leftist candidate won, Luis Inácio Lula. I know that Trump was tweeting in support of the other guy, so we'll see. Leonardo DiCaprio, who never tweeted that he was happy with the outcome of the election with this guy because hopefully it's an opportunity to change the course of history, not just for Brazil, but the Amazon. So, well, Brazil has a new president. Aaron Rodgers has lost 4 straight games. He's still having a rough time. What else is going on that we want to talk about, if it's even worth talking about? So many things. Everybody has their costumes on. Kim went as Mystique, and Elon is also talking about bringing back Vine. And now he's uncovering all the things that the Twitter board hid from him, because at first he was trying to sue them, but he's going and finding it. He said, Watch how and Twitter board deliberately hid this information from the court. Stay tuned, more to come. Yeah, so Elon is about to give them a run for their money. Lauren Boebert said, thought Elon Musk was going to wait a few days before entirely breaking the libs. Guess not. Long live free speech. Definitely don't want to talk about the man that's been in the news every day. So we'll save that for another day when I actually have energy. Donald Trump Jr. tweeted out underwear and a hammer for Halloween, pretty much what the man that attacked Paul Pelosi had on, and pretty much making a mockery, which is kind of messed up because the dude could have died. Even if this whole alleged gay tryst is true, he could have completely died, so that's not cool. The election is this week, and I cannot wait until it's over. I'm so tired of seeing election commercials. Yeah, I'm so over it. I'm like so ready for this to be done. You just can't stop with this commercial. Let's see what's going on in the world before we get to our wonderfully wonderful messy stories. There are always some. So the rift between Trump and DeSantis burst into public view. Although neither has formally announced a presidential campaign, they are beefing. When election day arrives in Florida, Donald Trump will vote for a Republican whose political demise he may soon find himself plotting. Months after Trump told the Wall Street Journal he would support DeSantis' bid for re-election in the former president in his home state, likely to collide in a heated 2024 presidential primary. While neither has formally announced a presidential campaign, both have taken steps in the closing days of the 2022 cycle to cement themselves as team players and kingmakers. We have a rift with Trump, big shocker, said a source close to DeSantis' camp, who was granted anonymity to speak. Isn't that funny, Porky Pig? To speak candidly, it's no secret that things are cool between Trump right now, but they're not punching each other, but we're not helping them. They're helping us. So, DeSantis had recorded a robocall endorsing Republican business Joe Odea, an underdog in Colorado, and he actively campaigned against Trump. So Trump did not like that, and then Trump said, a big mistake. So these are the first signs Trump's gonna be going in on them. Obama is campaigning for the Democrats. I'll just be really happy when it's over, honestly. There was amongst 132 children dead in an India bridge collapse. So prayers go over to those children. And then Seoul left. There was 154 people that died. It was like a Halloween tragedy. There was like a huge crowd crammed into an alley, and it killed like 154 people. So that was crazy. Michigan State suspends 4 players while police investigate unacceptable scuffle after Michigan State football game. Get your Halloween dishes ready. They have that. The suspect in the Paul Pelosi attack had zip ties and other things, so I don't know what he was planning. If he was the lover, you'd think he wouldn't have wrong zip ties and stuff. So I don't know. I have no idea. Let's see what else is going on. If it's anything that's worth talking about. Wow. A 2-month-old twin survived COVID 19 weeks later. He died from a respiratory virus infection. That's sad. And there's nothing to treat babies when they get COVID. All right, let's get on to our wonderfully wonderful messy stories. We've done enough news, and news is too depressing. So let's get into some of these stories I found here.
We talk about how so many women, and mothers specifically, struggle with a decrease in a desire for sexual, physical intimacy with their partners, especially.
All right, here we go. I promised y'all that I would always be vulnerable with y'all, and this is a real vulnerable one for me, okay? I recently had a conversation with my husband at my most vulnerable point, and I told him, I said, baby, sex just doesn't mean the same for me as it does for you. You know, you could want it every day. If you could have it, you would have it every day or every other day or whatever, and for me, every 2 weeks or something like that is fine with me, because you see, I'm a sexual assault victim through and through. Rapes, molestation, you name it, it happened to me. I have 4 children. My oldest is 15, my youngest is 7. I'm all over the place. I'm also a full-time student. I take care of the house, I take care of the bills, I do all of those things to make sure that my husband, when he comes home, he's Gucci. So that also means I'm tired. It's not just because of the sexual assaults. I am just exhausted day in and day out of having to do so much. And yes, my husband, he comes home, he helps, he does what he needs to do, but it's just not the same. I told him that I feel like having sex often is like a chore. It's a chore because, and I mean that in the most respectful way towards my husband, but it's a chore because I have to get myself mentally and physically ready to perform. When other women, like my friends that I speak to, they're up and ready, getting ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't work for me. And that saddens me. And that I do feel shame because I look at my handsome husband and I say, baby, I just can't do it today. And then he walks off, and yes, he's very supportive, but I know that tears him apart too because I'm his wife. And so when I thought that my husband was going to say something like, baby, you got to try, or something like that, no. Not my husband. He came to me, he gave me a hug, he kissed me, he said, baby, I'll wait for you. He said, I never want this to feel like a chore. He said, because you feel like you already have enough. So, we're doing real good, okay? It's not where I would like it to be, but we working on it. But ladies, when I tell y'all are validated in your feelings, and hopefully you have a husband like mine that will validate you too.
So me and my husband, we talked about this actually, and I think like I've definitely been where she is because life is tiring, and then dealing with things trauma that may have happened to you when you're younger and all that stuff. But that is why, and it's easier said than done. But before you get married, you should definitely get some kind of therapy or counseling or something on a way to deal with that, because it is easy to see, and I think that's the bad part about our society. We see our partners as like disposable, meaning like they'll be okay. We prioritize our kids, we prioritize our jobs. But when it comes to our spouses, we kind of just, and believe me, I've been guilty of this, but I know that like I do love my husband, and he has to, he's my partner. So like, if I was to ever need him for something, I want him to be, even though he would do it, my husband would be exactly like her husband. But it's like things that I remind myself, as far as definitely being a trauma survivor as well, is like my husband is not the person that did those things to me. Like, he's the man I married because I love. And I feel like these stories, these women, and I know when you got kids and you got all that stuff, but you have to put aside time for your spouse. You have to. You have to, because your kid, you can't just get so wrapped up in kids and work. I mean, that's not living at all. And I know, like I said, it's easier said than done, but you have to make an effort. Just like we make so many efforts to make our children happy or to perform on our jobs, that when we get to our spouses, it's just like, oh, can't you understand? I'm tired. And like she said, men, they look at that differently than we do sex. That is, most of them. So I know that my husband, he would wait for me, but he would not be happy. and it's not that he's like obsessed, but he just loves to be with me, and I love being with him as well. And so that's why I have to always remember, like, just like I need my needs met, like cuddling, just him being there and being my protector and provider. I want to be the same and show him affection and, reward him with that behavior, because, that's just kind of how marriage is. You really have to learn your spouse's love language. And I think that's just a big problem, because in society we think like, oh, you're an adult, you'll get over it. Like, you understand I'm tired, you understand. But then you're letting everything else win. You're letting the job win. You're letting stress win. And it's going to affect your marriage, because you never want to get into a point where like you're going months without sex and no connection. It's just, y'all might as well just be roommates at that point. And so, you just have to make an effort, and maybe you just get back in therapy or do some kind of something that can make you feel whole and happy, so that it doesn't spill out to your partner. Because I know, like I said, it's easier said than done, but you have to, because your partner, you need them. You need her. So you gotta put in the work. Like, it's just, you don't just get married and marry this person that's just so understanding that they don't need any kind of quality time with you or anything. So I'm always being mindful of that as well. So just like I wouldn't want my husband with his hobbies, which are cars, 24/7 as well. Like, we make sacrifices for each other. I mean, it's easy to get caught up in what we like to do, but unfortunately, when you get married, you become one. So you kind of got to start thinking about, if whatever I'm doing, is it going to be pleasing to my partner? Like, me and my husband, we're not under each other 24/7, but we do spend quality time together. We hang out, we do things, and that's very important in marriage. So marriage is not it's not easy. I mean, if you just wanted somebody that, you can put on the shelf when you don't feel like it, you probably should not get married. All right, let's go to the next one.
And I told you before we ever got started that I was one of those women that's like, I cannot climax from like, it does not happen.
I remember you said that.
I can only do it this way. You know what I'm saying? But when I stopped doing that, floodgates were open. It's like, oh, no, I can't. It does happen this way. Like, this is possible.
You're welcome.
But listen, you can have that one. Give yourself a round of applause.
Hey, come on. We did it.
But I realize now that overstimulation outside of created a deficit inside us.
Absolutely. And you touched on something to where once you bring your sexuality to your spouse in a pure way, you will unlock stuff that you didn't know your body can do.
So she's basically saying that she used to masturbate a lot, and so when it came to having sex, she cannot orgasm that way. And she was overly stimulated, and once she stopped, she started enjoying it. And everybody's different, but I agree with her. Like, I mean, men, I know most men could do both and be just fine, but women, like, if you get so used to using like objects, toys, whatever, you're gonna be like, we can't like go as much as guys can in that aspect. And so, like, you gotta save some for your partner, because if not, you won't enjoy it. I know, me personally, I'm more of a person that likes to be with my husband in that way. It's better. I mean, only time I've been the opposite is when we were apart. So yeah, watch out for overstimulation. It could affect your sex life. Let's go to the next one. Let's see what else we have here.
I didn't have any idea why he was screaming at me the way he did on the very first day. But, and I was so shell-shocked. All I could do was feel, terrible shame and embarrassment. And then I saw that he would pick somebody else and do it to them. And I would watch this. And after one of these incidents, I said, I can't wait till you do that to me again, because now I know how to react to it. And he said, well, I haven't had to, because you've behaved yourself. So
you're a grown-ass woman, and this is what he's saying to you.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd like a do-over.
So that was Gina about Bill Murray. And I like Bill Murray, which kind of sucks that I've been hearing a lot of alleged problematic stories. Like, so this is Gina Davis talking about this. Let me see. I just want to get this here. So there was this podcast she did. She wrote a memoir called Dying of Politeness. And Davis alleges that Murray made her lie on the bed while he used a massage device on her. Wow. And I mean, like I said, I've been hearing a lot of stuff about Bill Murray. from him being supposedly racist and, you know, just all kind of stuff. And it's kind of crazy. I mean, there is a cringy video of him. I think I forget what show he was on. Even Lucy Liu, she reveals that Bill Murray threw inexcusable and unacceptable insults at her. She said that while they were on Charlie's Angels, and she was on an Asian Enough podcast, she said he insulted her. Lou stated that while she couldn't disclose too much, what occurred was the cast and crew members had reworked the scene to make it more fluid. Murray was not on set that day due to family gathering he attended. She was not part of the rewrite, so she was the last actor to be cast and the least amount of privilege at the time. While they were filming, Lou said Murray began to hurl insults and felt as if they were directed at her. When she asked if he was talking to her, it became a one-on-one conversation. If you confront me, I'll attack, and that's exactly what happened because it was just unjust and it was uncalled for, Lou stated. Some of the language used was inexcusable, unacceptable, and I was not going to sit there and take it. The aftermath is that Lou says she does not regret standing up for herself no matter how low on the totem pole people may be. So, Bill Murray, I don't know, he's got some issues coming on. There's another one it might be time for Bill Murray to go ahead and retire. This is from Union Bulletin. Bill Murray speaks about insensitive behavior on the Being Mortal set. He said the movie in which he was the star was suspended because an attempt of humor had been taken amiss by a female co-star, addressed him publicly for the first time. That has gotten widespread attention. I did something I thought was funny and it wasn't taken that way, Murray said in an interview on CNBC. Murray, who is 71, labeled the episode a difference of opinion and did not apologize. While limiting his discussion of what happened to generalities and without going into detail, he spoke contritely about unwittingly insensitive behavior. And he said, I've been doing not much else but thinking about it for the last 2 weeks. He said, the world's different than it was when I was a little kid. What I always thought was funny as a little kid isn't necessarily funny now. So that was a movie that he was supposed to have come out, but it did not. So, I don't know. It might be time for Bill Murray to take a bow because, yeah, I've been seeing a lot of stories about old Billy Bill. Let's see what else we got.
Get out my car. You don't gotta get out my car. Mama, bad see you. Bro, I used to take care of him, bro. She broke up with me and got with another. Bro, how you sound? You talking about you? I can't take care of the kids. Shut that shit up, bro. I can't take care of the kids and she with another man, bro. Hey, dog, shut that shit up because you pissing me off, bro. I damn near ain't gonna want you in my car because I'm trying to tell you, bro, like, you talking about, it is that serious, bro. Like, don't condone this shit, bro. He telling me right now, this man telling me right now, he ain't taking care of his kids because his baby mama got a new boyfriend. Listen, bro, who cares? Bro, I'm saying, who cares? Bro, who cares? I'm trying to explain it to you, though, bro. Bro, it ain't no. Why do you care about? Why you care so much for him? This is what I'm saying, bro. Like, you dumb too if you believe the fact this man just said out his own mouth, I ain't taking care of my kids because my baby mama got a new boyfriend. She posted a picture. Bro, she posted a picture with her and the dude and my kids, bro, on Facebook, bro. Don't give a fuck, bro. This ain't about the man that hurt my feelings, bro. It's about your kids, bro. Bro, you sound like emotional ass. You sound like a soft ass, emotional ass right now, bro. You mad about your kids, bro. Don't tell me what a turn. You about to get out this motherfucker in a minute, bro. Nah, you want to kick me out? Because you gotta fix that shit, bro. You gotta fix that shit, bro. Like, ain't no way you can sit up here and tell me, bro, I'm not gonna be friends with no man that don't take care of their kids. That bullshit ass excuse, bro. You ain't talking about shit right now. But he grown, bro. Like, if you don't want to take care of my kids, you talk to her? Bro, no, you telling me. Every time I ask you to get your kid, like, no, I ain't gonna pick them up. She that. Some weak ass shit, bro. You telling? She cheated on me with this man, bro. I'm hurt, bro. Bro, all that, bro. At the end of the day, so your kids gonna suffer because you mad about another. That shit happens every day. Bro, that shit ain't cool. That shit happen every day. Bro, that shit happen every day, bro. Ain't no fucking excuse about you not taking care of your kids. Oh, she took a picture with this with my kids. That shit weak, bro. That shit over, bro. Okay, I understand it's weak, bro, but that don't mean shit, bro. Like, you acting like a ass right now. Like, I don't acting like a bro. You acting like a ass. You acting like a ass, bro. You acting like a ass, bro. Johnny, if you got kids with a, right? If you got kids with a, you taking care of your kids, and then you come home and cheat, and then she got brother, she kick you out the house and move this in at the been together for 3 years, bro. Man, shut your bro. Shut up, bro. Shut up talking that shit. Bro, you not finna talk. You sound dumb. You ain't finna talk that shit in my car. You take care of my kids. I would too. I would. You know why? Because you was my. You don't want to take care of your kids. Here, you a bum, dog. You a bum ass for that, bro. You a bum ass. You said you just like the rest of these bum ass. You just like these bitter ass, sensitive ass busty shit. Bro, I don't give a bro. Like, I don't got no respect for you no more. I have zero respect for you no more, bro. Stopping, bro. You can get the f out my car. You gonna stop me, bro? You can get the f out my car. Bro, I'm talking about, bro. Get the f out my car. We in the middle of bro. We can box. Bro, we can box to get out my car. Yeah. We at, bro? Bro, I don't give a f. I don't give a f. Get out my car. You don't gotta get out my car. Mama, I see you. I'ma see you. Yeah, see. You can see me now. You can see me tomorrow. You gonna kick me out in the middle. I don't know. I don't give a. I'm not cool with no. Don't take care of their kids. Talking about them with another. You ain't taking care of your kids. Bro, you don't understand, bro. Stop, bro. Get the out my car. Bro, I'm asking you nicely, bro. Get the out my car. In the middle. Get out my car, man. So how am I gonna get back home? Get the fuck. I don't give a fuck. And this back here condoning that shit. Bro, I ain't condoning shit. Tell me why I care. You said they want to be cool. Bro, set my get the out my car, bro. You sit up here condoning that shit. I ain't condoning that shit, bro. That shit, bro. We in the middle of I'm not finna kick it with no. Look at this bum ass, bro. He deserved the one. Bro, he in the middle of don't take care of your kids.
Well, that was a very long argument, but pretty much the argument was about this guy. He just he got mad because his girlfriend has a new man and she posted the man with the kids, and now he wants nothing to do with his kids, which is very immature, very childish. They had a long argument to say nothing that they weren't saying. It was a bunch of arguing, but that is what the argument was about, if you guys care. It was too long for me, but yeah, let's go to our next one.
I got time today. You want a housewife without being a husband, and that's what's wrong. And you're sitting here giving dating advice to people. You're leading men down a dangerous path. You want a good wife? You want a good wife, a lover? You get a job. You do your job as a man. How dare you say that a woman should do her job and prioritize her wants to worship you when you don't do a fucking thing? If you don't provide for that woman, she don't owe you a fucking thing, dude. Not a thing. And it's simple to me because you call them bitches. You know, yeah, I'm just hanging with my fucking bitches. That says all I need to know about you. And that's why women don't fuck with you. That's why good women don't fuck with you. That's why you have a problem dating. Because good women know you're not a good man. And you're giving all this advice. You're a shitty fucking man. You're not a good pickup artist. You're not a good dater. All you do is want to fucking come and a cum receptacle. Like, all you want to do is come. That's all you want to do is come. You're not teaching young men how to, be fathers, how to be leaders. You're a continuation of the problem we have. You want to come in women and then bail. That's all you want to fucking do.
So he was reading this podcaster his rights because the guy was once again one of these people that tell women what they should be doing and why they don't stay. And the guy's right. It's like, dude, just get a blow-up doll. Actually, you can get one of those dolls for like $5,000 that does pretty much everything you want, and they don't even talk. I just don't even know why people waste their time. Like, let's go get a blow-up doll, man. They're there now. Let's get into one more.
I gotta realize, you got a wife and you know your wife look
look good, maybe not look as good as the options you have on the table. You got to realize that your wife might be the best option on another nigga table.
Damn.
So your wife might be a 7 to you based on the social circle that you move in, but for some of these other niggas, your wife might be a 12.
Damn.
Like, she look better than anything they ever had, and she gonna get your money when she leave.
Damn, she gonna get your money. So she gonna
That's
be
a win-win when she got the house, she got the money, she look better than this bitch I got 3 babies with. I wish this gal would.
Damn.
That's what he said. What you don't learn about trash is another man's treasure. One man's trash is another man's treasure. So that is very true statement. Be careful what you guys want to throw away, because you just never know. Somebody might think she's a 10, then you'll be crying and wanting her back, and that'll be that on that. There will not be any coming back from that. That is our hot topics today, guys. I'm sure something will be happening tomorrow, especially with Elon over Twitter. Like, it's inevitable. The guy is just doing a lot, but he's entertaining. I'll give him that. So he says that Twitter's going to become some place where we're going to contribute to the world. But right now, he's just doing a lot of messy stuff. So we all love that too. All right, guys, enjoy your day, and I will be back with you tomorrow. Talk about something. There's always something going on in this crazy world. Say your prayers and stay safe. F's for Family is signing out.